Hi, Danny Patrick here, out in the woods at one of my relatives' property, and we're going to try to do maple syrup this year. This is the first year I've done it, so this is a learning process for me. I've done a lot of research on what I need to do and how I need to do things, and I had some stuff given to me. I've been wanting to try this for 3 or 4 years, and finally have got around to it. And my relative works in the logging business, so I asked him if he had some maple trees, and he was gracious enough to mark those trees for me. There are several different types, but we're going to be tapping or working in on hard maples, or some people would call those sugar or water maples. So some of the things that we're going to have is we've got these little plastic, they call them taps, but they're also called spiles, if you want to get in close on that. And so we'll just drill a hole 5/16 in diameter with a drill, and we'll do that at a slightly up angle, so that way as the sap comes up the tree, it'll go into the spile and into this bag that has a hole in it. It goes right in over top of the tap, and the sap will drip right down into the bag. So I've got on my drill, I've got a little section taped off. It's about 1.5 inches long, and you want to get through the bark and the dark layer of the wood into the light layer, is what I've been told and what I've read. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go over. We've got a hard maple over here. We're going to tap it, and hopefully today, obviously the sap is not going to start running because it's a little warm overnight. So at nighttime you want it to be below freezing, and then during the day you want it to get up in the 40 to 50 degree range for the maximum number of volume, or the largest amount of sap that you can get. So right now on the day it's about 2 o'clock, and we're at the end of January, and we're going to be going into the month of February. This might be a little bit early to start, but I wanted to go ahead and get it started. That way I can see how the trees are going to run, if I have got my taps set deep enough into the tree, because again, I'm learning, and this is the first time for me. So let's go over and tap a tree and see what we come up with here. The other thing that we have to do, this right here is a hard maple, and my relative, he marked the tree with these dots so that I would know when I came onto his property what I needed to do. The next thing is, if you'll bring the camera over, is we have to make sure that, so I've been told, is to tap on the south side of the tree. So I've got my compass out on my phone, and I'm checking to see what side of the tree is the south side. And as you can see, we're going to be here on this side that I'm already on, and then we can go from there. So here we go. Got my tap, and you want to be about a comfortable height, no less than 3 feet from what I've read, and no more than 5. Just a nice comfortable height, just up at a slight angle there, so you can get in, so the sap will go. And then, as you can see, I'm going in just far enough there, and then I kind of am wallering it around so that I can get the tap in as far as it needs to go. Got my tap in. There it is. Now, I'll see another little piece there I want to get out before I get into it. There we go. I don't know if you can get in and see that hole real close there, but that's what we want to do. And then we're just going to stick that right up in there, and we will drive that in. Okay. Then, if you can see the bag, it's got a hole in it, and part of having this all closed up is so that you don't get leaves or twigs or things like that, or honestly, if birds would get down in and do their business, we don't want any of that in our sap either. So you slide it up over top of the slide it up over top of the tap and make sure it locks in, and then you just leave it there. And that is how you tap a tree. We're going to do about 5 or 6 trees that we have real close to where we're at right now, and then we'll go from there. And we'll probably come back and I'll check the bag in a couple days, because it's supposed to be warm for the next couple days, so probably won't get a lot of sap over the next couple days. But we'll come back, we'll check it, and when we come back and check it, we'll show you what it looks like. So have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple days. Hi, we're back. Thought we would come and check. We saw when we first tapped yesterday, sap started coming right off the bat, so we thought we'd check it out today, and this is what we have here. So it's probably got, I'd say, at least a gallon in it. So we're gonna pull it off the tap, fill it in this bucket, and then transfer it over to another jug that we have. Then we'll take that over and just leave it outside for a couple days, and then by the end of the week we'll boil it down. So helping me, you might recognize this person. So she's going to help me out a little bit, and we'll get this done as quickly as we can, because we don't want to lose any sap out of the tree. This is going to be hard. Here, let's drop it down closer to the ground. All right, let's fill that jug up.
So it looks like you got more than a gallon there.
I think so. This is close to a gallon jug that we're pouring it into right now, and we're going to have, that's going to be full, and then we'll go from there.
Miss Patrick, is this your first time doing this?
Yep, I've never done sap before, but this year we decided to try this out, or he decided to try this out, and so we're gonna see what happens when we boil it down and hopefully get some syrup out of it.
Is there any other trees that you have, you're seeing any sap flowing?
So far, this is the only one that that we've got sap flowing out of. Let me go over and check this one over here, but it looks like it's pretty.
Are you gonna pour the rest into
I'm
this?
gonna pour some of it in. Yeah, that one doesn't have any flowing yet, so yeah, this is the only tree, and
It's giving us quite a bit, so.
yeah, it's giving us quite a bit here. So let's drop it down, see if we can get a little bit more out of it, and then we'll take it back to the house and leave it outside.
You can store it for how long before you have to start the processing of it?
We can store for up to 7 days, so probably on either Friday night or Saturday we'll have to at least cook it down some to get some of the water off of it. That's all we're going to do. No, this is good.
Okay.
So,
But you can see this whole thing is now full of sap, which is amazing, and it means that we can hopefully boil some down.
and this is almost full again, so we got close to 2 gallons out of that in the first day, so pretty fun.
Yep.
This tree was definitely ready to have the
this
sap
tree
flowing.
this tree was definitely ready to flow. All right, good afternoon. Today is cooking day on our maple sap project. So we are in the process. If you come up a little closer, you can see we're boiling. Got some burners here, and got my pan. We put about a little over 4 gallons into the pot, and if you look around at the top, you can see how much we've cooked down on the ring foam there, it's kind of showing how much that we've cooked down. It's probably cooked down about an inch, which I don't know what that relates to in volume of sap, but the last time I checked it, we were at about 209 degrees, 210, depending on where you put the thermometer in the sap. We need to get it up to about 213 degrees. So we've still got a little ways to go. I'm checking it very frequently, and then we'll filter it, put it back into containers, and then probably store it for a little while before we cook it down the rest of the way, to make sure that we're good there. So that is the update on the maple syrup project. Hello. So today is the second and third phase. We're going to finish up the syrup today, at least our first batch. We're going to see how that works out. So we have collected to this point about 26 gallons of sap out of the trees, and to this point we have cooked it down through the first process to about 1.5 gallons. And as you can see, as we get closer in with the camera, it's a nice golden brown color. This is going to get a little darker, and we're going to let this heat up outside one more time to about 216 degrees. And at that point, we will take it off the heat. We will filter it into what they call a stock pot. Your mom or dad probably does it in like a big, where they put soup in a pot, like they'll put soup or spaghetti or something like that in it. And then we will start heating it up inside the house on the stove, where we can regulate the temperature a little bit easier. And at that point, we'll cook it up to about 219 degrees. And we'll get you on another video once we're get close to that, to kind of show you some of the different instruments that we use to measure, to make sure that we're at the right level of temperature and thickness of what the syrup is and how much sugar content in there. So we're going to let this boil down some more to about 216 degrees. We'll filter it, then move it on inside, and we'll catch you on the next video. All right, we are checking the temperature, and I've taken the heat off of it. We are at about 214.5, 215. It was up to over 216. So I had to cut the heat real quick, but just wanted to show you what we are doing here. Have a digital thermometer to kind of measure that. So I'm not going to let it cool very long. I'm going to move it inside, and we're going to move it to that pot that we'll use inside to get it up to the final temperature. But we got a nice color we're looking at right here. So I'm excited for this last step, and we'll get it finished up, and then we'll move it over to, we're going to filter it, move it over to the smaller pot on the stove, and get it up to 219 degrees, and then we'll start putting it in the refractometer, and we'll show you that instrument and that tool when we get close. All right, so we have boiled it down now to 219. I actually got up a little higher than that and had some confusion with some of our equipment, but we got it figured out. So we think we're done. We've got a nice color here. So we're in the bottling stage. So we've let it cool down to about 190. So I'm gonna start. You can watch me fill up a jar here. And I'm filtering it one more time, just so if there's any stuff left in, we will get all of that out. That way we will have a nice, clean, filtered syrup for you to try. So you can see the color. It's a really pretty golden color in the pot there, and that stuff that's on the top there, that's what we're filtering out here. So looks like we're going to have maybe about 2 quarts. We'll see. So that's it for the syrup. And we'll let this go, and then we'll put a ring and lid on it, turn it upside down, and that'll let it seal.